The company was giving out 30 Mercedes sedans as year-end bonuses, and everyone got one except me. After the meeting, the boss walked over and said, "Old Zhang, you're one of the company veterans. Be the bigger person. Don't sweat this stuff." I said, "Got it. Be the bigger person." Then I went back to my desk and quietly logged into my shareholder account. The next day, a new notice showed up on the company bulletin board. Original shareholder reduces holdings by 3%, cashes out 200 million. The boss had me in the group chat. "Come to my office." I replied, "Can't. Busy checking out a new car. Not a Mercedes, a Maybach." The air in the annual party hall felt sucked dry, every inch filled with fake perfume and the blinding glow bouncing off the crystal chandeliers. Li Jiangguo, my former startup partner, now the boss sitting high up on stage, was using that rich, persuasive baritone of his to paint this grand vision for the company. On the giant screen behind him, 30 brand new Mercedes E-Class sedans stood in a neat row, like soldiers waiting for inspection. "This is the company's promise to all of our brothers and sisters. Everyone who has shed sweat and blood for this company deserves this honor." The crowd erupted in thunderous applause and cheers. Everyone's face was glowing with happiness. Everyone except me. My name is Zhang Yuanhong, the company's technical director, employee number 02, and the only contributor left off the list. I sat in the corner like an island, cut off from all the noise around me. The award list kept scrolling across the big screen, from newly hired managers to hardworking admin staff, and even the boss's nephew, Li Hao, who had only been here 3 months. 30 names, 30 cars, and every single one missed me on purpose. This wasn't an oversight. It was a carefully staged public humiliation. When the meeting ended, people flooded toward the exit, dying to get to the parking lot and admire their new rides. When their eyes passed over me, there was pity, a little smug satisfaction, but mostly deliberate avoidance like I was carrying some kind of bad luck. Old Zhang. Li Jiangguo's voice came from behind me, carrying that familiar fake warmth. "You're one of the company veterans. Be the bigger person. Don't sweat this stuff." He patted me on the shoulder. It wasn't hard, but it felt heavy as hell. Young people need motivation. The company has to think about the big picture. You understand that? I looked into his eyes. There wasn't a trace of guilt in them, just calculation and control. I said, "I get it. Be the bigger person." My voice was so calm it surprised even me. Li Jiangguo smiled, satisfied, like he admired how reasonable I was being. Then he turned and melted back into the celebrating crowd, leaving me with that smug, superior back view. I went back to my desk. The place was empty now, but the sweet smell of champagne and cake still hung in the air, making me sick. I wasn't angry, I didn't yell, I barely even felt anything. Nothing hurts more than a dead heart. Once the last bit of loyalty burns out, all that's left is cold emptiness. I turned on my computer. Instead of code, the screen showed my brokerage trading software. I logged into my shareholder account and pulled up my holdings, 3% in original shares. Back in the day, when a few of us were crammed into a basement, those tiny shares were what got us through the hardest years. Now they were proof of the humiliation I'd been put through. I didn't hesitate for a second. I entered the full amount in the sell field and hit confirm. The whole thing took less than 30 seconds. The next morning, I woke up early and didn't go to work. Sunlight slipped through the gap in the curtains, leaving a streak of gold across the floor. My phone had been blowing up nonstop since 7 a.m. In the company group chat, my name was everywhere. A screenshot of the notice kept getting forwarded around. Statement on original shareholder Mr. Zhang Yuanhang reducing his stake in the company by 3%. Under it was one glaring line. Transaction amount 200 million. Li Jiangguo finally stepped in personally and typed in the group chat in that commanding tone, "Then come to my office." I picked up my phone and tapped lightly on the screen. "Can't. Busy checking out a new car. Not a Mercedes, a Maybach." The second the message went out, the whole group chat went dead silent. I set my phone down, picked up my coffee, and looked out at the busy street below. I knew the war had only just begun. Li Jiangguo's top floor office had an amazing view. You could see almost the whole city from up there, but he clearly wasn't in the mood to enjoy it. When I pushed the door open, he was standing in front of the huge floor-to-ceiling window, stiff as a statue. The moment he heard me, he turned around fast, forcing out a smile uglier than crying. "Yuanhang, you're here. Sit, sit." He pointed at the couch across from him, slowing his tone on purpose, trying to create some fake, let's talk this out vibe. I didn't sit. I just stood calmly in the middle of the office. "Why did you dump your shares without giving me a heads up?" he asked, finally dropping the act. His voice couldn't hide the anger anymore. "They're my shares. Why can't I sell them?" I shot back, calm as ever, but sharp enough to puncture the fake authority he was putting on. Li Jiangguo's face flushed red. "That's just personal financial freedom," I added. "Financial freedom?" he sneered. "Old Zhang, the company's treated you well, hasn't it? You cash out 200 million now, what do you think people outside are going to say? What do you think the shareholders are going to think? The stock price is already dropping. Isn't that exactly what you wanted?" I looked him dead in the eye. "Push out this annoying old veteran and replace me with your own people." I paused and my voice turned cold. "And those 30 Mercedes, what's that really about?" Li Jiangguo's eyes flickered, avoiding my gaze. "I already told you. It was to motivate the new people for the company's future." Then he started repeating the same tired, big-picture speech. "Young people have drive. Give them a little reward, and they'll go all out for the company. You're already a veteran and a shareholder too. You need to think long-term. You can't keep focusing on this tiny little benefit right in front of you." Same old script, hollow and fake. He was trying to talk to me like I was some 3-year-old. When the company goes public, your net worth won't just go up 10 times. By then, forget a Mercedes, you could buy a plane. Inside, I felt nothing. If anything, it was almost funny. Then the office door opened.